The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. The topics discussed may include drugs, alcohol, or be sexual in nature. This show is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. I'm serious. It's dirty. Really, really dirty. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum. Assemble. You listen to Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books, and your live weekly show, or your live weekly conversation, I should say, about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, live and direct from Fantastic Forum Studios, Los Angeles. We hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night space to be, depending on where you are in the world. And if not, just stick with us. We'll have to pick it up with that. We have the usual suspects in the building. First, he is our riddle inside of an enigma trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin. Yay.
Hey, what's up?
Next, he's our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the call. He's our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
I need to start recording my own session because the last 20 minutes was some of the greatest work I've ever done.
Next, he's the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
Let's get this shit over with.
And that's for myself. My name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mayor Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We got a great show for you today. We are going to be talking to you all about Mortal Kombat, the new movie that came out this past week, Mortal Kombat 2021. So we'll be talking about that. And we will also be talking about the Demon Slayer movie. Jay, what's the full title of the Demon Slayer movie?
Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Mugen Train.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That's why Mr. Movie Phone retired.
Right. It's like, no, thank you. Right.
I thought he shot himself because nobody was calling him anymore.
No, his daughter took over and then she shot herself.
Oh, so now we get the movie phone cut.
Yeah. That HBO actually released the biopic.
Oh, jeez. Golly, what?
And Apple TV will have it in black and white.
Are we still making jokes about this?
And then we're gonna review it on the Fantastic Forum one shot. Just be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell.
This freaking bell. God damn. Yeah. So we got all that, and of course, latest in comic book news and of whatever else it is that you all want to talk about. And we'll tell you how it is that you can tell us what you want to talk about right now.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
Indeed. Thank you, intern, for your stalwart dedication to the forum. We appreciate you. So yeah.
Real quick. Tiger Clan chat says Mortal Kombat and Demon Slayer were battling each other at the box office over the weekend, and it ended up being a flawless victory for Mortal Kombat at number 1. which means Tiger Claw, like I guess a lot of writers and people don't understand what the term flawless victory means.
Right.
Flawless victory means that the other person didn't get a hit in. They lost by 2 million. Like, that's not flawless. That's almost getting beat. Like, basically, the Mortal Kombat fan base just kind of eked out
A win.
a win. And that is just because the theaters expected more from Mortal Kombat. They didn't realize how popular Demon Slayer was. Because when I was trying to buy Demon Slayer tickets, those theaters were sold out. But when I went to see Mortal Kombat, they had it in a bigger theater and a smaller audience than what was there when I went to go see Demon Slayer, like each time. So, no, Mortal Kombat got lucky, and I'm gonna congratulate them. Like, hey, you guys did it, but you had a lot leaning on your side, and even with that advantage, you only won by 2 million.
Well, let's be fair though, right? Let's be fair, and call it like it is. Mortal Kombat did only win by 2 million, which I agree is like very impressive for the Demon Slayer showing. But Mortal Kombat, technically, you could watch at home, right? So
Right.
you do have to put that. You have to take that into account in the sense that there are people that if they did not have the option to watch on HBO Max would have went to the theater that didn't go to the theater, right?
I don't think so.
you don't think that any of the people that had the option to watch that movie on HBO Max would have went to the theater if that was the only way to see Mortal Kombat?
Correct.
Okay, hey, that's fair. Cheers.
I can go with Joe's point because I know I probably wouldn't have seen that in. I probably wouldn't have seen that in the theater. Like I saw it because it was on HBO Max.
I definitely would have went to go see it in the theater. Not today, not by now. I would have waited probably till this weekend. But I originally thought it was going to be coming out. I shouldn't say originally thought. Like it was scheduled to come out at a certain point. This Friday, and when that was the case, my plan was that Mortal Kombat was going to be the first movie I see in theaters. Because I was like, I'll feel comfortable to go do that. But, it came out early. It came out last week. And so I'm just like, well, if I have HBO Max as an option.
So that means right now during this global health crisis, you would have gone to the theater to see it, Mortal Kombat?
This weekend, yes. Not last weekend, no.
Why? The numbers were too high last weekend?
No, just like I'm fully vaccinated now, and so that's all there is to it. Like literally, it's like okay, like I'm following the guidelines. So they're like 2 weeks after your second shot, you're good. Last Friday was not 2 weeks. This Friday is 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks.
Guideline?
Huh? Yeah, that's the guideline. Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Don't get me wrong. You got. I mean, they say that you're protected even before, but it's like one of those things where they're just like, to play it safe.
There is a concession if you eat ass, though, right? Like that's
what I heard.
That's a
only
caveat.
There it is. Only if the ass is clean, though.
No, because you got to get all that bacteria. That's
where the antibodies come from.
Yeah, that's what keeps you. It's like a fighter. You can't just live your whole life just fighting the punching bag. You got to have an opponent every now and then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and my thought was still like, hey, if Mortal Kombat is good enough, I'll watch it on HBO Max and I'll still go see it in the theater. Like I'll go see it a second time in the theater.
Now,
I don't think I'm gonna.
Before we get into actual review of it, I do have to commend you because you finally said something right, and you don't even remember you said it. And this was back in quarantine when they made the announcement that HBO Max will have all these theater releases on the app as well, and you said half of these movies aren't going to be any good.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of been the case with these HBO Max releases. Like I
I agree.
like if they would have put Dune now in hindsight, if they would have put Dune out in January on on HBO Max, it'd be a different story. Yeah, we could get. I guess. I mean, we could jump in the review. What are we doing first?
Yeah, but no, I agree with you 100%. Like I actually had that conversation with Joe outside your shop when we went for a walk to get some food. I was like, hey man, how do you feel these movies would have done that have been released so far on HBO Max if they were just like out in the theaters in a regular time? I'm like, and Joe was like, oh, I think they would have probably all done pretty good, or some of them at least. And I'm like,
they would have done some money, but there would have been some regret of spending that money if it wasn't, quarantine time.
Absolutely. Like very, very few of these movies have been like, man, like I can't believe I got to watch this at home.
Like, I actually turn up my nose at HBO Max now. Like new show at HBO Max. I'm like, that's not HBO's not what it used to be. Yeah,
the quality control is a little knob's a little wonky.
Bill Maher is suffering because it's like I don't even open it to look at that. Like I opened it after like a couple weeks to watch Mortal Kombat, and it was still on that last episode of Bill Maher that I saw with Sharon Osbourne.
Yeah. Oh, was that Sharon Osbourne like after that?
Yeah. That was her first interview was with Bill Maher.
Oh wow.
It was a titillating conversation.
I believe it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what were you gonna say, Jay?
I don't know if anyone was a fan of Sanctuary, that old sci-fi show. Anyone remember that? No.
Oz remembers it, but he chooses not to talk about it.
Well, HBO does have a new show that's in a similar vein called The Nevers.
Oh, that looks good. That does look good.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Right. I actually saw in catching up on Bill Maher and what else? And watching Mortal Kombat, I saw the trailer for The Nevers and then a couple other trailers that feels more like HBO proper. Not Max, just the regular HBO, like my regular 12-ounce cup of HBO, not the supersize filler shit. And yeah, the Nevers actually looks really good. I don't know what the fuck Sanctuary is, but if it's anything like that trailer of the Nevers, I'm in.
Yeah, it's basically a woman.
I'm out.
Like superpower.
Such a bastard. A woman what now?
Dealing with superpower. Well, in Sanctuary they were dealing with like monsters. In this, they're dealing with the mutants.
Oh.
But they have a similar feel. Judging, like I saw the first episode, and it reminded me tonally a lot of Sanctuary.
It was Sanctuary was like a bootleg Supernatural with homegirl from Stargate.
You're right. I do remember that now.
I'm in.
Except they made her hair. They made her a brunette to different.
I'm out.
Yeah. But
Tiger Claw says The Nevers was the show that Joss Whedon was working on until he left the show.
Well, until they pushed him off the show. Yeah. Like, let's not split hairs here. Like Joss Whedon was not intending to leave that show. Joss Whedon was shown the door.
So that means the first season might be good, and then the second season might be a little iffy. I might not even get into that.
I saw the first two. The first 2 or 3 episodes. I don't remember. And yeah, they're good. And he wrote and directed the first one and directed the second one. And so it's good stuff. It's one of those things, but it's unfortunate. Like this joint might not get the recognition it deserves because his name's on it. You know what I mean? And it's like it's one of those things where it kind of sucks because it's like yeah, I get it. Like Joss Whedon is a butthole, and you don't want to support him. But it turns out there are a lot of people that worked on that show that do deserve your support.
There's a lot of buttholes you support. You just don't,
Right.
you're okay
You just
with
don't realize it. Yeah, you're
Well,
right.
you're okay with it. Like they're just not that much of a butthole. Yeah.
You know, I guess.
Hey,
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
you guys do a whole show with me.
You know, I know from you all know me. I'm always a fan of, separating the art from the artist. It's like if you're gonna not watch anything unless it's made by perfect people or people that you 100% agree with, the only TV and movies you can watch are whatever ones you make. It's like I get it. Like I'm not saying like, I'm not gonna go out of my way at this point to support Joss Whedon, but it's like the stuff that I already like. It's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, I dislike it now, or it's like the show's made. It's made already. It's like there's a whole bunch of people that star and do costume design and all that kind of stuff for that joint. It's like if they don't make any more, then hey, cool. Or if we want to say they shouldn't make any more, or they shouldn't make any more if Joss Whedon's a part of it, that I can understand. But it's like it's already done. So
yeah, Joss Whedon already cashed that check.
Right,
not
exactly. Right,
him.
right. That's really what it boils down to. It's like, dude, like that guy is gonna be fine.
He already bought and sold women with that money.
Wait a minute. What now? I don't think that's the same thing that he
Oh,
was.
sorry, I meant Bitcoin. I meant Bitcoin.
Like, I don't think that's what happened. But what do I know?
That's part of the problem too, is that a lot of these assholes, as you so eloquently put it, Larry, are in the arts. And when it comes to art, it's like you kind of have to be an asshole to like be like, hey, this is my art. This is what I'm putting out for you to love. Like that's an asshole type of mentality. Like you kind of have, they call it narcissist, and then they make malignant narcissist a thing. But it's like it's an asshole. It's an asshole thing. Assholes get things done. That's it. Like you think Harvey Weinstein people had a problem like getting the stream going at the right time? Because no, Harvey Weinstein like do this shit. I'm gonna fuck your wife. You know what I mean? Like he's a fucking asshole.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He makes shit. He makes moves. You got to be an asshole to make moves. Yeah.
I mean, I will say this. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
No, I was gonna say I didn't actually mean to derail us this much. So,
Don't worry. I'm taking this back. I was just gonna say though, like every industry has assholes. It's just that people care about.
They're all the leaders.
they just we care about the people that make our movies and television and that act in them and all that kind of stuff. Like trust me, it's like look, there's asshole second assistant directors and no one cares about what projects they're a part of because those aren't front people. That's all it is.
They can't fire anybody.
I mean, they might be able to.
Look, I'm in the business now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, there it is. So,
Directors don't fire anybody.
But I'm just saying, like, you don't think that there's like not asshole bank managers. You all have met them.
Yeah.
And it's like nobody's like, well, I don't. Well, I guess that's not true. I guess you have that personal interaction. Yeah. You don't go back to that bank anymore, or you choose to move your money to someplace else. But nobody's like, oh man, Chuck at Bank of America is a butthole, so we should all boycott Bank of America, unless it's like racism or sexism.
I mean, you should boycott Bank of America, period. But there's asshole bank customers. There's asshole.
yeah, absolutely, and everything. Like right, exactly. So let's talk about Mortal Kombat. Who wants to start?
You don't want to. We're not introing. We're not playing intro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Test your mind. Test your mind. Test your mind. Test your mind. Mortal Kombat. Fight.
thought we were jamming. I was ready.
I kind of went the full thing.
Look,
Yeah, I know.
if look, Joe, zoom me in. If like he does that late too. Look, if you want the full jam, you got to go to the YouTube channel Lame Genie. That's the band that put it together. They actually paid Gilbert Gottfried to just read off. They just instead of like giving him a message to read on Cameo, they just literally like just said read this and just the list, and then edited him in to their full band. I think this might be their first full band cover because they've been doing everything remotely because of COVID, and this is the first time they were actually able to be in the same room. So and us doing that recently, like we know how special that can be.
Absolutely,
when we're a collaborative group of people. So go look Lame Genie, and you got to love that name too.
Lame Genie.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's talk about Mortal Kombat. Oh, it looks like we do have a caller. There it is. Caller. Heck.
Yo.
Hey man, tell the people where you're from, where you're calling from, and what it is that you're trying to talk about today.
I'm calling from my computer. I'm here for the Mortal Kombat talk.
That's what we're here for. Awesome.
The Mortal Kombat TED Talk?
the Mortal Kombat Tekken TED Talk.
Indeed. So who's brave enough to try to talk about what this story is all about in this Mortal Kombat movie? I
can see that the first 5 minutes are the same in Mortal Kombat as they are in Demon Slayer.
Is that true in the Demon Slayer movie?
No, well, I didn't watch the movie because
in the anime.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a global health crisis. I'm not going to theater.
Right.
But in the series, because you told me to watch the series since I can't watch the movie, so I watched the series. But Mortal Kombat is a story of Scorpion's descendant, Cole Young, Larry's brother, and he basically they rearrange the mythology a little bit of the tournament, and now you know why they pick certain people to fight in that tournament, and that aspect's kind of cool, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, Cole Young is the descendant of Scorpion, and he has to find his power to be able to defend Earth from the forces of Shang Tsung and the other outworld minions. And he cross paths with Sonya, Kano, Jax, and what's the other? Liu Kang and Kung Lao and Raiden. I think I missed one more, but who knows?
Other than Sub-Zero and Scorpion?
I mean, yeah, he crosses paths with them, but it's like a team up. Like, look, we'll get to the review. This is the recap of it, but that's what happens, and then he beats up people, and people get beat up and get fatalities. I'm mad that they didn't do a animality or a friendship in it, but you can't have everything.
Is that what you're mad about?
They kind of had an animality. It's like a halfway.
I don't know when that happened, but we could. Yeah.
I think you missed the biggest thing about the movie, though.
What?
Mortal Kombat's a tournament, and none of the fights were part of the tournament.
Right, there was no tournament.
Right, yeah. Well, it's a prequel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, Hank.
It's the origin of the tournament.
Yeah, it's a
but is it though?
It's a pre-fight. You know when you see a UFC pay-per-view? This was
the prelims?
Spike
the
TV.
Prelims?
Yeah, the prelims. There you go.
This is the training montage before Rocky gets in the ring.
I was so mad at this. Like, I'm sitting here like, are we not going to do the tournament?
Were you not entertained?
Like, I mean, like, here's the thing.
That's how they get you for part 2.
Here's oh no, that's definitely not how they get me for
Look,
part
it
two.
better
I
be
can
on
tell you that
HBO.
right now. God
Yeah,
damn.
if they want part two, if they want me to watch part two, it better be on HBO Max.
Right. Listen, here's the thing. Mortal Kombat, in my opinion, and so is the fighting game with the best lore as far as like story wise. Like the story for Mortal Kombat is like it's a cool ass setup. It makes a lot of sense for the most part. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of moving parts, and it can feel chaotic, but you can literally take any one character in Mortal Kombat and be like, this is their storyline. This is why they're there. This is what's happening. And and it even has like from game to game, kind of has like canonical things that happen that lead to like the story from Mortal Kombat 1 continues in Mortal Kombat 2 and on I think until like literally from Mortal Kombat 1 through 9 I think is like one story that just keeps going and going and going, and I think 10 and 11 is when they like, okay, let's like tell all the stories over again, like let's do these cutscenes in HD.
It's like a multiverse of madness.
Right, and absolutely, it is like a multiverse of madness. So for someone like myself, who I'm like, dude, I enjoy the Mortal Kombat story. I'm like, all I need is for somebody to do that story in a coherent way with like fights and graphics, like and like like special effects that makes that look good. And I couldn't get it. Like I thought I was gonna get that because I was like, oh, like the special effects look pretty good in this movie. But then even that, I was kind of like, oh, like I feel like, I don't know. Like they make a lot of weird decisions in this movie that even take away from that aspect of it to me. But I digress.
Larry, I thought of you a lot because I was there with you when Mortal Kombat 9 came out.
Mm-hmm.
We were at Arena, we played it together, and we talked about the story, like how awesome, especially in the arcade days from Mortal Kombat 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And 3.
You mean 5 probably, right? 4 or 5, not 9, right?
No,
9? Were we at Arena when 9 came out?
I think so.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. But either way, like
it was the one with the really like cinematic starting screen, right? Like it was like a movie.
9 came out around 2010, 2011.
Okay, so it might have been
Mortal Kombat 9 came out in 2010 or 11?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Man, which one was the one that
that's why the new one is X, because it's 10 years after the last one.
Oh man, I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's my bad. So yeah, you're probably right, Mo. It probably was 9. That's my bad.
Yeah, but like just talking about like what you said now, like the lore of Mortal Kombat, like, and then following it from, because I know I was telling Emily this, and I know she hated it because I had to stop the movie every time. We didn't get story on characters in Mortal Kombat unless you read like EGM or because there was no internet either. It's whatever you played, and then whatever you sought out by buying actual things.
Yeah, and of course, like the little end screen, like when you beat the game, they give you
if you actually beat the game,
right.
Game Pro.
And that's the thing. Like I think in 5th grade, like I played Mortal Kombat. I want to say for like 6 months straight. I don't know how many quarters I put in it, and then when it came out, ABACABB, the Sega Genesis code to get the blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like shit like that. There's a lot of investment here.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like if I could have gotten that cinematic intro from that one game that we played at Arena, and then like really, like you could have done a video game adaptation of Shaolin Warrior. This is. I felt like they tried to crowbar that in, and it's like, dude, if you would have just done that, you would have been good.
Yeah.
And then do the tournament like the sequel. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, absolutely. and that I probably would have been a little bit better with, because it's like it kind of feels like, okay, yeah, we're leading up to it, but at least we're like getting deeper into the lore of the characters, and that would have felt to me like, okay, we are setting the stage for this tournament. But this for me, this just felt like a lot of chaos for no good reason, where I was just like, and then I like just really strange decisions, like, like I can get past the whole like, let's give everybody a tattoo to get into the tournament. I can get past that. And I can even get like, like beyond the whole Arcana thing. And like, okay, like it seems strange to me that of all the things that you felt the need to explain in Mortal Kombat is going to be like why people have like powers, but okay, if that's what you want to do, if that's the strange part and not the Dragon Man, fine. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. I'll leave that be or whatever. But I'm just like, it just makes a lot of strange decisions where it's just like why does Jax have baby arms? Like, why does he have the baby metal? Like, why would you do that? Like, who
Like,
who
why
was
would
like,
they
oh,
work?
that would be a good thing? Like if
Because they were
if-
they were just building him.
But
They were,
like,
it
why,
was a superpower that gave him his real arms.
well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Why
that
not?
doesn't make any sense.
Why not let him train without any arms to be that great, and then have the Arcana be his arms?
No, they are like, oh, his arms like real flesh arms.
Or the cybernetic or some kind of mystic thing. Like, if you're gonna
No,
take it, like if you're gonna like, that's the thing. It's like, let him earn those arms through the Arcana. Like, they spent so much time building that up. Like, have the Arcana be his arms and give him super strength and shit.
That was what happened. The Arcana was his arms.
They did,
But he
build
didn't earn it.
Yeah,
He got mad.
I know.
He got mad.
I agree with you 100%, but I feel like just the whole concept of his Arcana being his arms is like, that's like one of those things where it's like, oh, like how in the Bionic 6, the black guy's superpower was that he was smart. It's like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, dude,
yeah.
like the black guy's superpower is technology? Like,
Well,
they
and
already built.
but-
They already built arms for him. Somebody did that. That's not a superpower. That's just an engineer. Like, y'all picked the
Elon
bad
Musk.
one, right? And listen, I'm just saying somebody else could have made him better arms. Like, I don't even understand. Like, like you're not going to take the hook hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't we should just do that?
I think his Arcana should have been a razor. Get that fucking caterpillar off his face. That thing was getting on my nerves.
well, he didn't want to look like Jimmy Olsen.
But then he's got the little baby arm.
Wait, is that the guy that's Jimmy Olsen?
Yeah, that's why he left, because he thought he was gonna be a movie star.
No, really?
He left for that.
Oh, dude, sorry. for
Bad
you, buddy.
decision.
You're right. You listen. I'm not saying. Look, it's not like he left an amazing show, but dude, he's like, you should have stuck with Supergirl with that paycheck.
Look, that it's on what, 7 seasons now? Like,
Oh, dude.
yeah,
Ugh.
that he could have locked in a 3-season contract over and over again.
Look, he'd be on
That's
Superman and Lois now.
No, he wouldn't.
Well, because he's his best friend, according to Supergirl. Like, he's his best friend, so he'd be on there like guiding the kids. Uncle Jimmy Olsen.
He'd
Oh,
be taking
Lord,
care of the
okay.
twins.
Listen, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but let's get back to Mortal Kombat.
It's just funny that the kids would get more workout tips from Jimmy Olsen than they would from Superman.
Superman doesn't need it. He's Kryptonian. That it's the same reason that Piccolo had to train Gohan and not Goku.
Dang, I'm not mad at that deep cut reference right there, where where it's like, yeah, you're
I
right,
was-
that is fun.
I got halfway into this movie and I was just thinking, man, I hope they have some kind of crossover with DC, like the game, to make it just kill the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Listen,
Just
and
fuck
I-
it all up.
I
Fuck
I
it all
feel
up.
like that would have been like a twist that I would have been like, wow, like I would not have seen this coming. Like I feel like I would have enjoyed that movie better. But it still would have been terrible because it would have probably been like Zack Snyder's like Justice League. And
Nah, it would have been CW.
It would have been. Oh
It
man, if you,
no,
yes,
it's gonna be-
I'm all for
it's
it.
gonna be
Yes.
old ass Affleck Batman trying to fight immortal Sub-Zero for some reason now, which I'm just like, why is Sub-Zero an immortal? Like, what is happening?
Because he's cryogenically frozen, like the Winter Soldier.
It's cold, man. He's cold.
No, he's cold.
Yeah,
but
Cold
not-
blooded.
We're getting to that. We're getting to that point of the review. Like this is the 35-minute mark where we get to hear why Joe loves this movie so much.
Right. You're right. Hit it, Joe. Bless us.
No, I'm almost on the same page as Lawrence, where I just feel they made a lot of weird decisions. Like, I can't get over the tattoos.
You can't get over it. There it is.
And yeah, Sub-Zero is not supposed to be an immortal. He's just a ninja, like a really talented one.
Well, clearly, the ending of the movie shows you he's not immortal.
You know, what I do like about Sub-Zero is they did make him a badass to the point where it took like 2 people to beat him.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. Like I like Sub-Zero. But then like one of the things, like they fucked Jax. Like,
Yeah.
here's the thing about Jax. He goes through the second game without metal arms. Like he doesn't get them until like the third game. And everyone like wants to rip his arms off at the beginning, but I feel you need to show him like actually doing stuff first. Like,
Do you remember how he got the arms?
no, I
The
don't.
canon reason? He did it himself. His arms aren't taken off. They're just added to his arms.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's like a metal casing around his arms? His arms?
Yeah.
don't-
It's a cybernetic thing around his arms to make him stronger.
Oh, like an
In
exoskeleton.
canon. Yeah. So
I love it.
So
when you get to like all the movies, even I think that fan made one ripped his arms off too.
Yeah.
So it's like you're
What did
taking
you
off.
say, Jay? Oh, hold on, Heck. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. No worries.
yeah, it's like he is kind of a badass, and we never get that in these movies. Like he's always losing his first fight, or the animated joint at least kind of made him cool, like for a little bit. But yeah, like yeah.
Does that? Oh, go ahead.
You know, I'm trying to think like the movie did some other shit that was like kind of cool.
Yeah.
But overall, I didn't love it. Like, yeah, like
Wait, now this isn't Demon Slayer hate, Jay, is it? Is this Demon Slayer hate where you're just like, oh, Mortal Kombat took the #1 spot? That was Demon Slayer's spot. This movie sucks. That's not this, right?
no. It's,
Okay.
Like, I just don't think it was great. Like,
Yeah, no, you'd be right.
we watched the animated joint a little while ago, and that still remains like an excellent movie. Like,
Oh,
link,
yeah.
link up here for our review of the animated thing.
it makes a lot of sense. Like, there they did one thing that I didn't like, which was making Quan Chi the killer, like the person that killed Scorpion's family, instead of Sub-Zero. Like, that was weird.
No, that's canon too.
Is
Nope.
it? No,
No, it's
Isn't it? Oh no, this should not.
no, it's
There-
Sub-Zero.
it's
No, but I mean, but I'm pretty sure. No, I think Quan Chi is the one that. Oh, but you know what? In that they made like Quan Chi was the one that actually did it. He didn't hire Sub-Zero to do it.
Like Scorpion got his ass whooped by Sub-Zero, but then Shinnok, Quan Chi, one of them, comes in and just kills the family.
That's
Right,
the
right.
whole purpose of the costume of his ninja outfit. It is
Right.
it's a
He's mocking.
sequel of
Yeah.
Sub-Zero's costume, and that's why
Right.
here when he kind of like they did. And here's the thing: from a technical point, since now I'm in the business, I look at these other sides of filmmaking. The costumes look good because like you knew who they were from in the opening scene, but you know you don't know. You can tell from if you're looking at the costumes closely, yeah. But then it's not their kind of costumes till later. and I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. And yeah, and I think you're right.
Hey, Black Compat.
Hey, Black Compact. Hope you're
Yo.
doing well. No, I think you're right in the sense like I remember that, I think canon wise, I think Quan Chi was the one that hired Sub-Zero's clan to kill Scorpion's family, but yeah, he didn't do it didn't hire or didn't do it himself. And I didn't remember that in that movie he actually like did it himself.
Yeah, I remember that. And it's like, it's kind of lame, but overall, like everything else was working for me.
Yeah.
And this movie, it kind of wasn't working for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I did like the action. The action was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tattoo thing though was really weird. Like, and if you kill someone with the tattoo, then you get the tattoo.
Yeah.
Which I kind of
Magic.
get, but at the same time, the tattoo is stupid, and so that makes that stupid. Also.
Right. Stupid by osmosis.
Like,
By osmosis is the title of this week's episode.
So, overall, I thought the characterizations were good. Like, honestly, some of the people I just don't know. Like, I haven't really been a huge Mortal Kombat fan. So I only know, like, kind of like your staples, your Sonya, Jax, Scorpion,
Cabal.
Hero.
Cabal. Joe does not know Cabal.
Like, I know of him. Like, I played as him a couple times, but I don't know his story or what it's up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was okay. Like, I remember telling Lawrence when we were talking about this off the show, like, I don't need a sequel. Like, I can it can stop here and that'd be cool. Like, and it's mainly the tattoos.
That's what killed it for Jay.
It could get better, but with the tattoos, it's just fun.
I mean, it's not really a tattoo; it's a mystical mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tattoo.
Tattoos don't transfer from people to people.
So I want
It's
to
a
find
magic
out.
tattoo.
I want to hear from Hecht, and then I want to hear from Oz. What did you all think of this new central character that they added to this movie? What did you think, Hecht?
Did you ever play Mortal Kombat Deception?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Conquest mode?
Yeah.
This is this fool.
Yeah.
Shut up. That's that character from.
No,
It
but
feels like
I'm
that guy
saying
now.
he's related to it because he gets armor out of nowhere. And I remember at the end of Conquest mode,
I did
you get
not
armor
remember that.
out of nowhere. Yeah, that's all he is.
Hilarious.
He's
That's
not
hilarious.
even the same character, but it's
Right.
basically the same premise.
Right.
He comes in, he's nothing. They try to give him a story by making him related to Scorpion, but
Right.
he's just a dude that gets his ass whooped a lot. So he's good for a fighting tournament because he can take a whooping. But we're not in the tournament, so what's it matter? And then he gets magical armor out of nowhere with batons, and it's like, oh, now he's super powerful and can take a whooping on his armor, and it helps him.
Right.
Or something.
That's what makes it funny. It's his superpower. He can take a beating,
with his armor.
and his armor like absorbs it, and he redirects that beating, that
To the
energy.
batons.
Yeah.
What's the cop name from part 3? Was that was part 3, right?
Striker.
Striker.
oh yeah.
Striker's like, man, you're taking my shtick.
So that shows you Striker's not going to be anywhere in here. They try to force feed you other characters from like 9 and beyond near the middle of the movie, but Striker, everybody knows Striker, and he's not getting shit.
Is Striker that popular? Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly,
Hollywood doesn't want to put a cop beating up on Jax.
Gotta stay away from that, man. You gotta stay away from that.
Yeah, that won't work.
The Cabal I thought looked awesome. Like,
I didn't know he looked good.
he looked great. Like even his fighting was great, and I actually like Cabal. Not like that's the character I want to play as.
Mm-hmm.
I played as him as a couple times, but I just loved his design in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then on here, like the transition from the game to this, I thought was tight. Even the way he fought and everything.
Yeah.
But that voice actor they got to do him was a piece of shit. The acting ruined it. It's like the voice was good. The actual sound of the voice was good.
Yeah.
The acting was bad, and it was fine when he was talking to Kano. But once he started like doing the banter as he fought, and it's like, yeah, this guy sucks.
Yeah, he was good talking to Kano, but you're right. His banter when he was.
I was happy.
I think part of it might be just bad dialogue too, though.
I mean, yeah. Look, in the business, we always say if the story can't do it, the special effects ain't gonna. You know, so we always go story first, and that comes to dialogue too. But the thing is, the way he delivered those lines, I think those lines could have been delivered properly, and they would have been okay. It would have been as jarring as it was. Like, you know, it was jarring. There was other things that should have been jarring to me that they were as jarring as his dialogue. One of them was when Sonya was fighting Melina.
Mm-hmm.
She did a flip, like Melina hit her and she flipped, and she did like a weird ass capoeira flip or something.
Mm-hmm.
And when she landed, and they actually cut a frame out because they did it in like 3 different shots,
Mm-hmm.
and I could see that split. And I was like, dude, that's bad. Like, you're gonna release this on HBO Max like that? The executive producer side of me came out. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I would have been having coffee with Joss Sweden the next day.
Yeah, the guy they got to do the voice for Cabal is actually a stunt guy trying to be an actor.
Yeah, like they probably use the same.
And it shows.
That was the funniest line. Okay.
Go ahead, Jay.
Tiger Clan chat says Cabal said the funniest line in the movie. Shang Tsung comments about Katara saying, "Isn't she beautiful?" And Cabal responds with, "Her shrieks are a real turnout." And Django Fett says Cabal's voice was dope.
Yeah, the actual voice was dope. The performance wasn't. Like I feel they put a lot of work into Cabal, except the actor didn't put enough work. Yeah.
Well, there it is. Like I said.
And that's the reason that it took me out, because it's like, man, everything, like all these faults in this movie, and then Cabal is like tight. Yeah, like even the effect with his eyes, the effect with his little sword battle thing, like it's all tight except his fucking performance.
Tiger Claw says the other characters in the movie was Raiko from Mortal Kombat 4 and the Tara from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance.
I don't remember Reiko at all. I'm like, who was that supposed to be? But maybe I just don't like, I mean, there's a lot of characters in Mortal Kombat, so it might just be somebody that I'm just like, flies under the radar for me, I guess.
I also didn't like how they did Melina's like the actress they got was fine, everything was good. Just her face, like
yeah,
she has a fucked up Baraka ass face.
Yeah. Because all the money for the special effects went to Goro.
Right.
Well, dude, no one says you gotta show her face.
She wears that thing.
Yeah, mask. Right. Exactly.
And it's on brand because of COVID.
Right. Right.
So,
but
literally, like they showed you her fucked up face the whole movie, and you're like, this Melina. And then then she actually like shows her teeth, and it's like, but it's not even that impressive because it's like you knew they were kind of there because they were hiding in blood.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't like that aspect either at all. And it's like, I get it. Like, I'm sure the actress wants to show her face, but it's like I don't know, man. I feel like
Look, go to Craigslist. Just make a good movie. Yeah.
Go
I'm
on
just like,
Cameo.
Yeah.
we should like you should be true to the characters when you're making these movies and the true.
It's not even that. Like, look, again, from being in the business, if an actor doesn't want to do things, the actors are a dime a dozen here in Hollywood. You can get somebody else to do it, and you can get somebody better. You get somebody or bring something you didn't even know to bring it to the performance.
Right.
This chick doesn't want to wear a bandana over her face. All right, I'll get someone who does, and then either way, we're gonna paint that shit green and show those blue fucking teeth, and she's gonna have her scene. And then on her Instagram, we're gonna be like, "Oh, all these likes because your teeth don't really look like that in real life." Like, it's gonna be great. They'll be happy to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Wants to know, what did you guys think of the fatalities?
I like
the only one that I thought was impressive was the Kung Lao one, and even that was still kind of lameish. Like just the way he did it. Like I don't know, man. I was
Kano's was good too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't impressed, but I did like the sting, the music sting.
You like the music sting?
Yeah, they did like when he does the fatality,
Yeah.
the effect from the game, like that.
Oh.
So that was cute,
I didn't even hear that.
but yeah,
And I will tell you, like, the biggest thing that disappointed me about this movie was that, like, the climax was basically the fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And it was a good fight. Don't get me wrong. Like, that fight is a good fight. It's a well choreographed fight. I do feel like I don't need the other guy there. I get that the movie's about him.
Yeah.
But I don't need him there. He doesn't help. Like it gets every time he comes back into frame, the fight gets lame. And it's like, okay. But when it's just Sub-Zero and Scorpion going at it, it's awesome. But the messed up part is that this should not be the climax of the movie. Like, this should be a cool scene in the movie. Like, even the OG Mortal Kombat film back in the day, like, the Sub-Zero Scorpion fight is obviously a highlight. It's probably, like, the best scene in that movie, but it's not the climax, though. It's like in
They
the
had a
middle.
fight?
they didn't fight in the OG movie.
They never fought.
They don't fight. Okay, then what is it? The second version of the movie?
No, they're not in that one.
It was Johnny Cage and Scorpion.
Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. Wow, it's so crazy because they don't fight each other. They just fight other people, and it's amazing.
Like, four slaves
Yeah.
under Samsung's power.
Wow. See, so that makes me feel even worse about it then. Because I'm like I feel like those fight, like that Scorpion fight, and that's him fighting Johnny Cage. You said, right?
Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
Man,
where they had
Yeah.
to build an airport hang. They used the airport hangar, and they built the set from the top down.
Yeah, the hell
that was
stage.
the easiest way to build it.
wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like it that should not be like this is what our whole movie is like. This is what you come away from with this movie. It felt like that should have been a scene in the movie, but not the finale.
I'm surprised Larry didn't like the new character because he loves all those dudes that hug each other in the MMA. Like, this is the first MMA UFC type dude in Mortal Kombat, I think, right?
That's not an MMA guy.
Yeah,
not
he is.
really, no.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
His
The whole thing took place in the octagon, really. Like, all the important parts took place in the octagon.
like
He's just a cage fighter. He's not MMA.
He was an MMA
Yeah.
That's why Jax was like, "Oh, you're the one that was the champion."
But even his style of fighting is MMA because he's doing the kickboxing and the Taibo and all they do in UFC.
The only thing they took out
He's
was the
he's a
hugging.
guy who would have been like a UFC champion at one point, and then something happened where now he's at the point in his career where he's doing small cage fights.
A UFC champion.
He went like
UFC
he
champion
went bro.
a UFC champion doesn't get friggin' let a guy get out of an armbar like that and just turn around and roll over on him or whatever.
He does at the end of his career.
Yeah.
And
And
he doesn't.
Look, he does. Like,
Either can do an armbar or you can't do an armbar.
I mean, Lauren,
I'm not-
you watch UFC. You don't watch the smaller fights where the
And-
guys between UFC are.
when they lock eyes and look lovingly at each other, that's what
What are
happens.
you doing? Like what? I watched Bellator. I watched the UFC guys past their prime.
Look,
They don't-
if you're not watching bum fights, then you're not a real
Bum fight you.
Technical in chat says Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero fought, but it was the younger Sub-Zero who fought Scorpion.
Yeah, so it's not really Sub-Zero. It doesn't
I
count.
don't remember.
Who watches Annihilation?
Like I've
When he
seen
said
it
the,
a bunch of times. I don't remember it. Like it's been a while.
now when he says the younger Sub-Zero, he means like Sub-Zero's brother that takes the mantle after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally says it was the younger brother Sub-Zero.
Canonically, Scorpion kills Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 1.
Right.
And then in Mortal Kombat 2, when Scorpion sees Sub-Zero, like he comes back because he thinks Sub-Zero is alive again,
Mm-hmm.
but sees him spare someone's life, and that's when Scorpion figures out that it's a new Sub-Zero.
You're right. And
I
then
think in
Sub-Zero-
Annihilation, new Sub-Zero is a good guy.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
I think he
Sub-Zero-
doesn't have a mask either.
Yeah.
Does he have he's the one with the red crap on his eye, right?
Yeah, it's a Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat 3.
And then Sub-Zero comes back as smoke, right?
Noob Saibot.
No,
Oh, noob! Damn it!
And that's where I kept fucking up in this movie too, because they kept doing smoke scenes like for the teleportation, and I got mad. Like I'm thinking, Luke Sabot or Smoke, like
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
no, so what do we all rate this movie?
Go ahead, Mo.
4 out of 5. Look, it's not great, but it's like if you're over here watching Fast and Furious movies, this is what you're getting anyway. Yeah, and you don't like. I don't think Uwe Boll could have done a better job with Mortal Kombat than this. Like, it's just you don't expect this shit to be good. It meets all the terrible expectations, and you still have fun watching it. Now, I would have paid to go to see it in the theater, but luckily, I backed a strong horse in HBO Max.
What about you, Oz? What would you rate it?
4.5. It's great. It's a great movie. Best video game movie of all time.
No, boo.
Fun to watch, entertaining. Kano had me laughing hysterically. Glad I saw it in the theater. It looks good. The fights are good. It's just all around a great movie.
Kano was good.
He was, but he didn't have that like implant. Like, couldn't that be part of his arcana? Like,
a metal eye might as well if we're giving Jack.
look, you gave him laser eye.
Right.
I thought he would get it when he got the scratch. I'm like, okay, so they're gonna put some shit
Yeah.
on it on top. But that's where they lose a 0.5.
Heck, what would you rate Mortal Kombat, buddy?
So, as a Mortal Kombat movie, I give it a 2. As a Kung Fu movie, I give it a 4.
That's fair. That's fair. Jay, what about you?
I would give it a 3. Like, it was fun enough, but it had a lot of issues. And those fucking stupid ass tattoos. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I think I'm with you, Jay. I think I'm gonna give it a 3-2, and I think I'm with you, Heck, in the sense that if you're talking about it as like a martial arts flick, I don't know if I would give it a 4 because I don't think the story is good enough to rate it a 4. Like it's not like I have issues.
You never pay attention to the story in a kung fu movie, man. Come on.
Oh, that's not true. I pay like me. I pay attention to stories and everything. So, but I like stories in martial art flicks too, and yeah, it didn't do it for me. But it had its moments. It was entertaining ish, and yeah, like I'm happy I got to watch on HBO Max versus going to a theater. Even though I will say I know that if I had went to the theater, if this was the first movie I saw coming out of the quarantine, I wouldn't have been like, oh, I shouldn't have come to the theater. I would have been happy to be at the theater just for that experience. But I wish I could have seen a good movie, first. And this So I'm like, okay, like this made me feel like, man, maybe I should just wait for Black Widow. I don't know.
You would have been there like, I wish I had paid matinee price.
Right, exactly.
Tiger Clan chat asked best video game movie of all time: Sonic the Hedgehog or Mortal Kombat 2021.
Definitely, if that's the choice, it's definitely Sonic.
You haven't seen Sonic.
I saw
90s
Sonic.
Mortal Kombat.
90s Mortal Kombat. No, look, I'm telling you, that Sonic movie is pretty amazing.
I still need to see it.
It's like I'm
Detective
shocked.
Pikachu though. Huh.
Say what?
You haven't seen Detective Pikachu?
Mm-mm.
Like that might be the better. Like between Sonic, like to me, it's between Sonic and Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
Look, you're saying that now.
Yeah, you need to stop laughing at it and watch it so you
Yeah.
can understand what we're talking about.
Okay.
It'll make you look at Mortal Kombat differently.
Look, I mean,
Detective
I don't even know what that
Pikachu is
means.
like a
Like,
Mortal
I'm
Kombat movie.
am I
Same
gonna like
thing,
it
they're
less
fighting.
or more? I don't even know.
There's a fighting tournament and everything, and they actually get to a tournament.
Dude,
There's a cage match.
if there's a fighting tournament in Detective Pikachu, I'm gonna be so angry.
You love cage matches. There's a cage match in that.
The
Okay.
only thing is not dudes hugging themselves, so Larry might not like that.
But there's man nipples.
There.
Somebody's definitely hugging Pikachu.
Tiger
I don't
Clan
believe it.
says, I
Not
hope
this
we get to do the sequel. The sequel will be about the tournament this time. How do you figure? Also, that tease at the end with Johnny Cage.
Yeah, that's lame too. Like,
Like,
why? You
think the sequel, the tournament will be in the sequel. Like, it's not like they have everyone from the first. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel like the second one will be about the tournament either. Like, they were probably waiting until the third one to do that.
I hope not. God.
Am I
that would be
am I the only one that didn't like that Sindel wasn't in it?
that she wasn't in it?
Yeah.
She's not. I mean, she's not really supposed to come until they lose the tournament. Like the whole reason for Sindel was that that was the way Outworld was able to invade Earth, even though they lost the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
She was from Earth.
Sonya was supposed to be an Earth champion, like, but she didn't have a tattoo. Like, you tell me you want to follow? You want them to follow shit?
I mean, it'd be nice.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but the thing is, if you're not gonna follow it in one thing, why follow it in another? Like, you got this dude that the man with the golden arm. Like, you might as well got the Rosa instead of this guy. He had more charisma.
I just
Why
feel
wasn't
bad
Reptile
they
at the
already
bottom of
turned
the
off.
pit?
Look,
I
why
just-
wasn't Reptile like an anthropomorphic reptile?
I just feel bad that Night Wolf is dead in that movie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty.
I know. I was mad at that too. Like,
Like, I saw him. I'm
the
like, oh,
one
that means
fucking
he's
native.
lost.
I was like, Nightwolf was dead. I missed it.
they showed him as one of the ones, like they fought him in a previous tournament like 200 years prior.
Oh,
Yeah, keep in mind that
Better.
at this point, Earth has lost 9 tournaments. That means whatever tournament Night Wolf was in, he dead.
The one thing from the video game that they kept. the amount of tournaments Earth lost.
And it's like no Sexter, no Cyrax.
That's coming.
Yeah, but yeah, you don't. I mean, listen, I don't know. I mean, I would say
just
say
wanna
it doesn't
say,
make
if it's
sense
gonna
for them
be
to be
bad,
there,
it's
but
gonna be
Cabal
bad.
was there, so right.
Look,
So.
if it's gonna be bad, have it be bad like Annihilation. Just have everybody in it, and have like that's what I'm saying, Larry.
Yeah.
You don't get the subtleties of the show, clearly.
Indeed.
I don't know where they found home dude that played Kung Lao, but like his face was like old PlayStation 2 graphics. Like it's all like dude was blocky as hell, right? That wasn't just me. Like his shoulders were like straight, and then his face was like blocks, dude. It was like pixelated.
Yeah.
There was something about that dude that kept reminding me of like Kelso from that 70s show. Or Dumb Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy. There was something about that guy.
Look, he was doing a good job of playing that version of Kung Lao, but you are absolutely right. Like I know, like every time he would talk, I'm looking at his like face and like the shape of it, and I'm like, wow, like how did they find like because he does look like the character like from damn it, what's the one you mentioned earlier, Heck?
Kelso?
No, the
Kelso?
no, I'm talking about the game. The game. Or was that you, Moses, that mentioned the one with Kung Lao and
yeah, the Shaolin Warriors.
Shaolin Warriors. He looks like the character model from Shaolin Warriors.
And that's how I was cool with it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna see these dudes in action. Like these guys are all in for the ride, but these dudes are gonna like really drive it where it needs to go. That's why I was okay with no tournament happening. But you know, it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah. It was straight, and it's like I don't know. Like I felt like their relationship was like I felt like there was subtext there.
Get the
I can't wait for the Snyder cut.
Mechanical. What's the director's name? Mechanical something. Darren Mechanical. Like get the Mechanical cut.
There you go.
You'll get all of that in 4:3 aspect ratio and on Apple TV.
And for some reason, a grayscale version.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Demon Slayer.
I'd give the recap, but you know,
we have a rock. We have a rock band cover of the Demon Slayer theme song.
No,
that'd be awesome if we did.
I don't think we don't have a theme that fits that really.
Just movie review.
Okay. I guess that counts.
Yeah.
Theater, comic book theater.
Theater. Thank you, Tiger Claw, for theater. All right. Jay, why don't you tell us about tell us the full title of the movie again so that I can try to practice.
It's Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train.
Got it.
Basically, it's about a guy who's a demon slayer. He becomes one after his family is killed by demons. He meets fellow demon slayers and travels with them, killing demons. They what do they do?
They kill demons.
I'm starting a little bit before the movie just to get some background. They kill demons. They end up at the Demon Slayer headquarters. There's a ruckus. And then there's another ruckus. They rehabilitate. And their first mission after that is to investigate this train where people have been slowly disappearing each time. So they get on this train, they meet one of the upper level demon slayers called a Hashira, and they basically fall into a lotus eater trap and have to fight their way out. They fight their way out and then confront the demon that is killing people on this train.
So Jay, my first question is, does this movie take place like after the anime, like the series?
Well, the series is still going, so it's kind of like an in between seasons.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
basically, if I watched the last episode of the current of season 1, because only one season so far, right?
Possibly. Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like, I think it's only one season so far. But if I watched all the way, this is like what would be happening not long after that.
Right.
Okay. And like, I mean, I did watch some of the anime because I knew I wasn't necessarily going to get to watch the movie itself. But I did watch the anime just to kind of like, be like, okay, well, let me see what it's about. And it's a good show. I mean, I get why it's so popular. But it's one of these things where, I was just wondering, like, do I need to necessarily be watching that to follow what's happening in this movie?
Not exactly. I mean, there's a few episodes I would suggest as a primer if you're going into it new. The first two, and then just like each one's, there's like a couple companions, so I would suggest their introductory kind of episodes. But I think basically you can get it like without watching the series first.
Oz, how far would you have to travel before you could get to see a screening of this movie?
20 minutes.
Okay, it's not too bad.
The same theater I saw Mortal Kombat at is showing it both. You can watch the dub version or the sub version.
That's
wow.
Milano. That's Milano 20 minutes. That means that's like 55 miles.
Right. Like, it's not traffic that makes it 20 minutes. It's like literally like 20 minutes of traveling time. Like, go at 65 miles per hour.
Like Sicily. Yeah.
I'm crossing state lines to go watch that.
Really? Wow, that's interesting.
So
listen. So you could have watched it, but you chose not to.
Like he could have lunch. He could have lunch in Sardinia on the way back from going to see Demon Slayer.
Yeah, 18 miles away, 21-minute drive.
Gotcha.
First of all, I'm offended. What makes you think I didn't watch this?
You watched the movie, Oz?
No, but that's not the point. The point is that you just assume without even asking. Look, I found out that it's a story about people going around slaying demons, and there's no Impala. What the hell? There's no Impala. No one's talking backwards. I don't even know what's happening anymore.
There it is.
No, I ran out of time.
I understand.
He was busy editing our Falcon and Winter Soldier finale special, which you could only get by subscribing, liking, and hitting the bell.
And I think if you see what I did with that, it's time well spent.
Got it. Okay.
Just that little like flickering screen. By the way, you got to send me that file on its own. Just that alone, I think took him like a day.
So, Jay, how does the animation hold up in comparison to the series? Is it
so much better?
Fuck.
Really?
Like
for real?
It's amazing.
The series is animated really well.
Yeah, it is. Like, great. This movie, though.
Wow.
Like when you like even the opening scene where they're just like going, like panning past some trees. It's like, my God, like,
You know, look at them goddamn leaves. Look at them leaves.
There was a
The person's like, I don't know you, sir. I don't know you.
there was a scene in the first episode. I only watched the first episode of the series because for some reason Larry told me to watch the series. I couldn't get a review copy of the movie, but there's one scene in it where the main character is standing and he puts his hand towards the camera, and there's like a depth of field effect that you don't really get in animation. It just happens when he's just making a gesture, and I noticed that, and I'm like, fuck. And then there's a fight that happens, and I'm like, dude, like, is this movie better than this? Because I usually complain about the animation in series where it's like they cut corners because they gotta save money and shit, and and I'm like, man, is the movie this? Because even if it's this, it's like, okay, I'm good. I'm not gonna see no choppy animation. But Joe's telling me it's better than that. I might not even have to wait till I'm vaccinated to go see this shit.
Mo's like, I'm a chance it.
I mean, look, I've been taking my risks. It's like, I'll take this too.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had to have a second vaccine before going to an orgy. And
yeah, so the animation is better in the movie than it is in the series. And like I haven't seen I got maybe like halfway through the season, kinda, sorta. Like I don't know. Yeah. Like I watched like 10 or 11 episodes.
damn.
So
how many issues of Preacher have you?
Wait, I haven't read Preacher yet because that's next week. This is for this week. What were you saying, Jay?
Yeah, like, not that I don't think that you wouldn't watch it for the show, but I know you're like incredibly busy also.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm trying to get stuff done, but I was like, well, I wanted to know about the thing about the property at least. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get a chance to watch the movie, but I can watch at least some of this show just to have an idea of what the show is like. And I definitely I watched enough episodes to get a sense of the show, I think, but I wanted to watch more. I was like, no, this is really good. I get it. I understand what the hype's about now, because I'm like, right now, I mean, I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of posts of people just saying like Demon Slayer and like My Hero are basically like the top anime right now. And I mean, there's people that want to contest that, but a lot of people are like, nah, but it's still show.
Demon Slayer has the numbers. Like, they can prove, like, objectively, it's like one of the best anime out there.
The movie, I mean, they said the movie is the top foreign language film like opening ever in the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, there's less options, but at the same time, it's like that's a super strong showing for like it's in the foreign language film category. It's like that doesn't usually happen in the US.
They also stopped considering Spanish a foreign language.
Is that true?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, that's hilarious.
I didn't watch the movie, so I got to interject with this nonsense.
I mean, realistically, Mortal Kombat and Demon Slayer both broke records this weekend for R-rated film. Like an April R-rated film, like they're the highest ever.
April R-rated film during the pandemic.
Right. It's a very
at the beginning of a new decade.
Right. It's a very specific, but don't take it away from them, though.
That's not actually the thing. Like, the highest rated are April opening.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, cool. So what about the story for this movie? Was it good? I mean, is it in line with how the quality of what you're used to getting from the series? Like, would the fans of the series feel like, okay, this is what we're used to?
Yeah, it's what I'm used to,
Hmm.
and it does an amazing job. Like uh, the lead guy Tenjiro, he's amazing. Like he's literally like one of my favorite characters because he has so much sympathy for people, even
Hmm.
the bad guys, but he still doesn't let that stop him
Hmm.
killing the ones that need to be killed.
Hmm.
I know you see some other shows and they're like try to reform everyone.
Hmm.
He is like, no, you did bad things. Like I really feel bad for your situation, but I have to put you away because you did this bad stuff. And I'll pray for your soul after, but
Hmm.
I gotta put you away. And he has so much resolve. Like there's a certain point where he's in a dream and he knows he has to wake up. And so the only way he could think of to do that is to like kill himself in the dream.
Jeez.
And just doing that, like it's kind of like it's kind of badass. Like
Hmm.
even though he knows it's a dream, like the act of killing yourself and the way he did, like by slicing his own head off, it's just like crazy.
That is crazy.
And you get to a point where in the fight, like he's constantly being put to sleep, and he's coming back each time, like by cutting it, like he's just continuous in cutting his head off. It's like, man, like I love his fortitude. Like this guy's great.
The dude, like, from episode one, you're like, I know for me, I was like, man, this guy's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I know for me, I was just like, wow, that guy's like, and they do a good job of conveying that early. And it's really interesting because, yeah, it's not like you would, like, a lot of the time, honestly, whether you're talking about like Western or Eastern stories, it's like when a guy has to go through like some sort of crucible to kind of like harden himself and get all these skills, he will change and become like, yeah, like he doesn't, and it's not like they become a bad person, but they become battle hardened.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he doesn't become battle hardened. Like he gets all the skills and he gets the toughness and all that stuff, but at the end, just like you said, it's like he will like literally like, I feel like one of the last episodes I watched, it looked like he killed a demon and looked like he wanted to like hold her hand as she died, but it was cut off.
Right.
So so it was just like, I guess they like that wouldn't make any sense, but he just like felt bad for her. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, that is a wild kind of trait because you're right. Like it doesn't stop him from doing what needs to be done at all. But
Right.
he will sympathize every time. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, okay. So, I mean, overall, I mean, do you feel like it's worth making your way out to theater? Like, is it a movie that you have to see as a Demon Slayer fan?
Yeah. I mean, I saw it twice. I saw the sub version
Wow.
and the dub version, and they're both great. Um, I kind of don't like the boar-headed guy's voice. Like, I don't really like his dub voice.
Okay.
But aside from that, yeah, like they're great. Like they're both
Okay.
amazing.
And what if you're not a Demon Slayer fan? Like, if you're just going to the movies and you're like, oh,
If you
like, say again.
if you want to see a badass action anime with
Hmm.
amazing animation, then you should see it.
That's fair. So what would you rate? Oh, were you gonna say something, Mo?
No.
Oh,
I mean, I was going to interject saying that if you just want to see an R-rated foreign film movie, like that's the one to go from everything I've heard. But look, I have nothing to add here. I didn't watch the movie. Ignore me for the segment.
I was gonna say something, but I know to Lawrence we all look the same.
Listen, I didn't see you make a move, Oz.
Oh, now you
Whatever.
don't see me. Okay.
I look.
All
I
right.
look. I don't know what Heck's talking about right now. No. What were you gonna say?
No,
Oz?
I was gonna. I know it's a big point of contention in the anime world, sub versus dubbed. I'm just kind of wondering where Jay falls in that battle, that war, subbed or dubbed. And you said you watched both of them. So first, I want to know where you stand in sub versus dubbed, and then second of all, secondary to that, I'd like to know which one you preferred for this one specifically, and whether or not that's affected by where you fall in the first question, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get it. So, in general, I prefer. Huh, that's a little hard to answer, but part of me like really loves subs. Um, it can make annoying characters less annoying because the focus is on reading. So, like, if they have like an annoying voice or character it kind of like is lessened by reading everything. Uh, but I, but when that doesn't happen, uh, it's, right, it's reading. So it's like it's just an extra thing to do with it, and it makes you so you kind of have to pay more attention. You can't really do it in the background. Um, like if I'm grabbing something out of the microwave, I have to pause. Uh, so I don't miss what's going on. As opposed to like a dub where I can look away for a minute and still like get what's going on. And I feel like right now dubs are like so good that you're not really losing much if you're watching a dub over a sub. Sub the comes out faster than dubs. Um, so a lot of times too, if something is really good and I've started on the sub or on the dub, I'll end up moving to the sub because I just want more of it. Like with Spider right now, there's an anime called So What. It's called So I'm a Spider, So What. And I started out watching the dub, but then I got to the end and there was like a week's worth of sub episodes already out. So I went to sub because I'm really enjoying the story. So I'm kind of on the fence, sub versus dub. Like, I'm kind of on the middle. Like, dubs are easier to watch, but I don't actually have a problem watching subs. And in some cases, it's a little easier. And in some cases, yeah. I'm not sure if I explained myself succinctly, but basically all that to say, I could go either way.
What version of the movie did you like better?
I like the sub version better. Just because I didn't like Borhead's voice.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like he's not talking for the whole thing, so it's like it only just edges it out.
Got it. So overall, Jay, what would you rate Demon Slayer Mugen Train?
I would give it a 4.75 out of 5.
And that's because of Warhead's voice?
That's awesome, but it kind of comes out of nowhere. but I still love it. But yeah, so 4.75.
Cool. All right. You all want to do some news real quick?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
As soon as I find that. We should have a like kind of well, not like that, but like so. There was a FedEx shooting. A dude went nuts and shot up all the people that he loved or worked with at FedEx. He might not even love them. He might not even work. I don't know the story. All I know is the guy was a fucking brony, and he shot up everybody. Which if you go back to our nightly shows, back when we discovered brony, and Joe's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a brony." I was like, "These guys are gonna kill people." And here we are. So I'm trying to share my screen to give you a picture of what this guy looks like.
Here's the thing. It has nothing to do with him shooting up the person.
Right.
Who the fuck even cares what he is?
Look, I get it. I get it. But, for years, heavy metal has gotten this brunt. and I have to point out when the fact that it's like, you know what? Heavy metal would have saved this motherfucker from shooting other people. So
that's true.
It might not be true that all bronies kill people. It might not be true that, but it's the thing. This is where we are now, where motherfuckers are out here killing motherfuckers, and we want to find the why. And it's a headline that it's fucking bronies. Because it's not like, you know what?
Where is this a headline?
Why?
It's the New York Post.
The reason why he was able to shoot
New York Post
is because anyone could get a fucking gun.
Again, hey, look, we're not fighting the issue. Look, we can't get political. Larry doesn't want us to get political.
This isn't about politics. This is about facts.
No, look, the fact is he's a brony.
You know how many people get shot and killed in England?
I don't know. I don't know. This isn't a show about that. This is a show about bronies. We had a whole episode about My Little Pony. So I'm talking about brony. A brony shot a bunch of people at the FedEx. Now, here, if you want to make a correlation with it's a postal system thing, because you used to say go postal, and now it's go FedEx. Look, we can make that correlation there. But we're not talking about gun legislation because we don't get political here. We don't want to talk about the real world. We want to talk about Mortal Kombat. We want to talk about Demon Slayer. We don't want to talk about nothing real. Larry's afraid we're going to get canceled.
For someone that doesn't want to talk politics, you sort of sound like one of those alt-right fuckheads.
Look. If I was trying to be one of those outright fuckheads, I'd be like, "What is in these? What are My Little Ponies?
What are My Little Ponies?"
It's like I gotta make my lips all thin.
Why can't we all have the ponies? Why is it only mine?
Look, the fact of the matter is, it's not a brony. I've actually done an episode of Mass Shooters in the past, a heavy metal minute, devoted to nothing but shooters, because there were metalheads there, and I always have to speak up. And look, I'm not speaking up for bronies like that, but it's like somehow this headline came up because this is the new way to try to peg it, because you don't want to put responsibility where it belongs, and it's that particular person's environment. Who the fuck made him feel like shit enough to feel that he could do that? And it's a humanitarian thing. You could talk about gun legislation. It's a humanitarian thing. Treat the person next to you. Say good morning. Yeah. Say what's up. He might skip you when he shoots you. Yeah.
I will say though, what was I going to say? Cut off my train of thought.
Yeah.
But he was
Your
a-
affinity train of thought.
There it is.
yeah, he was a fan of Applejack.
Yeah.
I,
And she's a lesbian.
no, she isn't. Oh wait, yes, she is.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's just like John Hinckley with Ronald Reagan. He shot Ronald Reagan to get like was it John Hinckley? Who was it? The lesbian actress.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah, Jodie Foster. He shot.
Jodie Foster a lesbian?
Yeah, either that or she had Rosemary's Baby. Somehow she had a baby without a man. But
yeah, I think he might have. I think the shooter kid was a little disturbed.
look, hey, look. I've always said, if you love My Little Pony that much, you got to be a little disturbed if you're not a 8-year-old girl.
I know he did say he wanted to meet her on the other side.
Yeah,
Who Applejack?
yeah. But she's on this side.
Did Applejack die?
No, but
He'll wait.
he was basically
What?
he basically
What is happening?
He was like a jihadist, thinking he's getting 70 virgins, but he's getting 70 Applejacks.
she's there waiting for me.
Can't find 70 virgins in this world. I don't know about the
Really
next.
himself during the thing, and he was hoping that Applejack would be there waiting for
Yeah.
him. So it's like
I'm just disappointed Mo didn't do the whole they're turning the ponies gay.
he was mentally like just not there.
Yeah.
Like it was probably bullying. It was definitely easy access to guns.
It's a mental health issue.
The mental health component.
Mental health is something that this country takes for fucking granted and doesn't want to give a fuck about. They try to label it with metal bronies. And that's the point I was trying to make. It didn't come out because I went all nuts and then antagonizing Joe. It seems fun at the moment. But really, that's what it is. Mental health is a problem, and it's something that's not even covered by the basic health insurance. Like you talk about, Obamacare is broken, and I'm going to fix it. It's going to be beautiful. Nobody addresses mental health in any way, shape, or form ever. You think you take addiction problems, and it's like it's mental health. Yeah, it's not an illness; it's a mental condition. If you treated addiction and homelessness in relation to addiction and these things like you treat how you want to be called by a pronoun, you put that bit of emphasis on it, you could get something done in this fucking country. I'm done with
The end.
Did we talk about Bautista last
Know
week?
about Batista?
So, Home Dude basically walked into Warner Studios and said, "Hey, I'm playing Bane," and Warner's is like, "We're not casting Bane," and he's like,
You don't
"I don't care.
have to."
I'm Bane now."
Was he wearing a mask?
I don't know what the hell is it.
Is
Was
he
he
fully
walking alone?
vaccinated?
Is he fully vaccinated?
Like, I don't like the idea that he could just walk into a building without like these protocols in California like that.
Well, you can walk into buildings in California if you have a mask.
Right. But that's why I'm asking, did he have one or not?
Which, if he wants to play Bane, he should, right? Ideally.
I mean, let's let him. Can we have a Latino Bane?
He's close enough.
Bane is Latino.
Yeah, no, but Bautista is Filipino.
That's not the
Close
same
enough.
thing.
It's just they got fucked by the Spaniards the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just the same. Like all my Filipino friends, like I call them Mexican. Like I teach them Spanish, they teach me Tagalog. Like it's like we're the same.
Can we have a Latino Bane?
Viva la raza.
Latinos don't want to be Bane
Why don't Latinos want to be Bane?
because white people love them.
Do white people love Bane?
Yeah,
I mean,
They do.
Bane. I mean, you can get away with
Bane
with-
was Trump before Trump.
you can get away with white Bane if you make him a Spaniard.
In the third Dark Knight movie. Like he's draining the swamp.
He's training the swamp by destroying the football field.
And he
Take
had
your city
all
back,
those.
Gotham.
Yeah, he had all those. He had the Proud Boys coming after him.
Let's see if you can kneel now. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, but Batista has the right physique to be Bane.
No,
No.
I want skinny as Bane. I want skinny as Bane, and then I want him to take the super soldier serum, and then be life size Bane. I don't know what the hell to call him at this point.
Why can't they just
Well,
do
Bane.
to Batista what they did to Chris Evans?
Too much work.
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
Look, you're not in the business, Larry. You don't know about these.
Also, Bautista's old.
You gotta mask everything frame by frame.
Like, the best character Bautista has played is an old man. And he didn't have any makeup or anything. It was just him wearing like a little tiny pair of glasses.
what is that? What are we talking about?
Blade Runner.
Oh.
And technically, he was a replicant, so he's an android that's old, which is even worse.
Technically, I finished my super soldier serum.
I'm a little disappointed you guys didn't take super soldier serum shots. Like
Yeah.
I specifically genetically engineered that recipe for you guys.
Look, it's not about that. Look. If you would have, you did all you had to do except be fucking there. All right, it was hard enough fucking work trying to pull the shit off. And for those of you who listening and don't know what the fuck we're talking about, we're talking about our Falcon and Winter Soldier finale special. Which, if you hit the bell, hit the subscribe, hit the link. You'll make sure it's gonna be out soon. Like I'm thinking right after this show. But it's the shit's great, and it's an achievement for us. And the only thing that fucked up, I was like, I did this for you guys, and like, yeah, fucking be there, motherfucker. Like you didn't.
In a different state though.
I don't give a fuck. Like, shut the fuck up if you're a fucking state.
Why don't you come here?
See?
How about that? Why don't you come here?
Listen,
I don't have my COVID passport.
Don't need it.
That super soldier serum makes you angry.
The super soldier serum shot is illegal where you're at. I can't take it on the plane.
Look, I'm 10 minutes away from the border.
It doesn't matter. I can't take it on a plane. That's all.
Drive.
I'm not driving.
Obviously, you don't care then. So, in the same vein as
I need that recipe.
It's an adios without any mixers. Done.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Got
Look,
it.
Like your mixer is a drop of lime.
Look,
Got
I asked Larry for one ingredient. He was getting it 30 minutes before shooting time. So, and I told him, can you get it to me before, like a day before, so I can work it out? It didn't happen. Look.
You have to get it a day before. You just have to
Yeah, I said that. If you can get me everything before the day of, then perfect. If not, it's okay. And by okay, it's like I'm like a woman. Okay, like yeah, I'm okay.
Well, I don't remember getting that.
You've been dealing with me for like what was it, 15 years now. You know that.
So, in the category of news stories that I don't understand why it's a news story, apparently the Rock's Black Adam super suit will not be padded.
I agree. That's
that was a news story. And the people, like the costume design people, were quoted as like being proud that they figured out how to put a suit on the Rock that doesn't need to be padded to make him look like a superhero.
That's retarded. I'm sorry, on the spectrum.
That's why it's considered stories that don't need to be news stories.
What are you talking
Like, what did they do?
Talk about some news then.
What did they do to make it like that good without padding?
They told him, "Hey, you need to be bigger." and he harder.
I don't even feel like they had to tell Rock that. He probably just did that on his own.
Yeah, probably. But the costume designers need to feel like they did something because at this point they're just kind of like putting spandex on them and like, hey, we're done.
Congrats.
Like, he's not like freaking Shazam that needed the giant pads to make him look all fluffy. Dude, that's gonna be horrible when he stands next to what's his face playing Shazam.
It's like that Fast and Furious movie when The Rock and then Vin Diesel's all like pot belly, like.
Dude, next Fast and Furious movie, they're going to space.
Yeah.
And the guys making it, the director, like actually spoke to actual rocket scientists and physicists to make sure that they got everything right. And physicists and they look
This is the point where the Fast and Furious franchise starts caring about physics.
Well, if you're gonna be in space, you got to get it right.
No,
and the actual scientists that they asked these questions of were like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
They spoke to physics YouTubers.
You're
like, you can't drive a car in space.
Tesla did it, right? That's where they got the idea. Tesla put a car in space. Why not?
Yeah, but they didn't drive it.
That's because Tesla don't know how to do that.
Right. It's Tesla's fault.
I mean, you gotta send up a prototype, right? Like that was the beta test. Fast and Furious, like they've already figured that shit out. We're all gonna be driving in space, I'm telling you.
So
a quarter mile at a time.
Quarter parsec at a time.
DC announced that they're gonna do another fandom this year. in October. And I'm just like, what's gonna be a DC fandom? Like, I feel like things are gonna be open then, right? Like things are gonna be open. I'm like, are people gonna watch DC fandom in October?
Are people gonna remember?
That's the right answer. I think that's the right. That's the right answer. Everybody was just silent. Like, I was like, I wish I had the cricket sound. No, say what?
A lot of people are like you. Like, they don't want to go to Comic-Con. They want to be at home. So
wait, it's not that I don't want to go to Comic-Con. It's like it don't make sense to go to Comic-Con in July.
Well, you're already like completely vaccinated.
You said you didn't want to go on Thanksgiving either.
Well, because it's Thanksgiving, Joe. I want to be with my family.
Fuck that.
All those people like you that hate Comic-Con are gonna want to watch DC fandom at home.
Wait,
so I hate Comic-Con because I love my family?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was making sure.
Oz has been hating his family for like the last 8 years. Like he goes to Comic-Con and doesn't see his family.
I'm going to Comic-Con and leaving my wife and dog at home.
You didn't have a dog all those years. You have a dog
this year? I'm talking about this year.
Why isn't your dog on cam?
Because he's sleeping. He's a puppy.
Fuck that.
fuck his sleep.
I want a super soldier syrup, man. But Mo on that super soldier, Joe on that popcorn. I don't know what's happening tonight. I'm just happy Hex here to buffer.
Like you got a dog. I thought you would have started the show with a dog on there.
Like, if it makes you feel better, he's probably pooping on my bed right now.
Like, I want to see him. What does he look like? Like, that should be pre-production text. Like, oh, I got a dog here.
I'll put it on Instagram or something.
Fuck that pre-production text.
I just got it a couple days ago. Look, let it settle down.
That's too late. I feel like we're not even friends anymore. I should have known the minute you were like getting it. Like, I'm hurt.
I believe I told you guys I was getting the dog, but
yeah, but we all thought Emma was going to eat it. Like that was
just a dramatic turn.
Like she still might. Like she's just fattening it up at this point. So, since Lawrence hates Comic-Con,
what?
A kind of a news story. I got an email from Reed Pop, which is kind of where C2E2. Like they do conventions and stuff. And their list of upcoming physical conventions, starting off in Florida, SuperCon, Miami Beach Convention Center, September 10 to the 12th, followed by New York Comic Con at the Javits Center, October 7 to the 10th. Emerald City Comic Con follows that in Washington State Convention Center, December 2 to 5. And then the big one, C2E2, McCormick Place, that's in Chicago, December 10 to the 12th. And that's where I'll be. So find me, we'll take a picture, and give each other a hand job or something.
Wait, what?
I don't know what I said.
Wait, what?
You got to keep your word on that one.
Like, oh my god!
Don't promote stuff you don't want to do.
You can't get likes for hand jobs.
Y'all are so wild.
I was waiting for you to ring the bell.
Oh, look.
And then took it to Flink.
C2E2 would be cool to go to.
You won't. If you won't go to Comic Con, you won't go.
I'm going to C2E2.
I'm not going to go to Comic Con in July or on Thanksgiving. I would go to C2E2.
You're going, but you're going to go
October.
to Chicago in December.
Oh, in December. That's even better. I don't care about
That's
snow
even better.
and cold.
Okay.
You think this virus is going somewhere, Larry?
I mean, Chicago, Illinois is doing okay, right? I mean, it's not like it's not Michigan.
It's going okay until
The virus
motherfuckers
sweeps
going
in the
to
cold.
Illinois.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but Lawrence is vaccinated. He's good.
Yeah, but that's a mitigator. It's not a cure.
That's true.
That,
I'll work.
that means he's going to sneeze 3 times an hour instead of 4.
All right, what's the next story?
Another news. This one's for Joe and Heck. Since we got Heck, Crunchyroll has purchased anime series rights for WWE. And
Yeah, I saw that dumb shit.
yeah, I don't know what it's going to be yet. I didn't read the news like that. Like,
Who wants a WWE anime?
well, did you ever read WWE comics like on Chaos? Like those were tight. So you would get like if they just did those, like if they just adapted those into anime, it'd be cool. I'm down. The Kane one was tight. The Mankind was tight. Like Human Oddities was tight. Like I'm in.
Does WWE have like characters that like of that caliber right now?
Well, they own characters
They used to.
like that, but they own. Well, the thing is here's the thing: they own those characters, so they can use those, and you know, like, they can use The Rock, you know, they can use Stone Cold, they can use Mankind, Cactus Jack, all those Undertaker, like those are all characters they can use, and then whatever, like the new guys, like I know the Firefly guy, like they can use him for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So like you can get a anime of that. Like I mean, Joe liked their fight from home, their Comic Con from home that the Firefly had.
Yeah, the Firefly Funhouse match was pretty tight.
Yeah, if they just did that as an animated anime, like Joe would love that. Look, Larry, you're not his best friend. I know him better than you do.
But speaking of terrible cross-promotional shit.
Well, hold on. Before we transition, I did want to ask you, Joe, do you think, because wasn't like Crunchyroll being sold off like that?
Or they got bought by Sony.
Okay. So do you think this Sony and WWE partnership might be part of that? Like they're trying to bring money in, and it might be something that they're just trying to make cash money instead of actually trying to make something good?
I don't think Sony is in the hands of what they produce as far as new content. I think they are only going to interfere with, like, I think they're only going to touch things when it comes to, like, censoring content. But they're not going to be creative or have any ideas. Like it's Sony. Like they're not there to think. They're there to pour money into censorship.
Now we did see something similar go down with DC and AT&T. You don't think that might be something to think about? The way they create things and modify things that exist.
I think Crunchyroll is trying new shit. Like they have their own studios. They've been producing stuff from fuck, what is it, from webtoons. They've been making their own original anime. Uh, Even like on the production side, like not just sponsoring anime from manga, but they've actually uh, been creating new IPs. I think this is just them like trying to grow as a brand. I think this is just one of the Crunchyroll guys thought this might be a good idea, and they're going with it. Like right now, it just feels like they're trying stuff, and they're willing to give things a shot. And yeah, while some of the stuff did fall through, uh, some of the stuff won't fall through.
I think Jay's right, but at the same time, I think it's possible that WWE came to Crunchyroll for this because there's a history of wrestling anime. Like you got Tiger Mask, you got Jushin Liger, technically, Kinnikuman, and yep. What's that?
With the Mac Muscle? Was that
Yeah,
one?
Kinnikuman. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Also, Xavier Woods from WWE was doing a lot of, I guess, cross promotional advertising kind of shit with Crunchyroll, where it's like, oh, get a free month or whatever on his videos on YouTube. So I think it's completely possible that you're going to see a lot of New Day in whatever anime they make for WWE, just because he's probably a part of the creative behind making this decision happen. But it's a WWE thing, I think, just to make money.
They also did deal with Peacock recently too, right?
Yeah, Peacock, NBC got the streaming rights, so they basically took over the whole WWE network.
So
For a lot of money.
It's time for us to start wrapping up.
Okay. Did you you say your story you wanted to say, Jerry?
No, but we're out of time. We'll do it next week.
Okay, cool. That's fair. That's fair. Heck, thank you for being on today, man, and sharing. We appreciate you. Why don't you give us some final thoughts, man?
Hey, man, I ain't got no thoughts. We gotta get out of here. Jay's got shit to do. Gotta go.
There it is. There it is. All right, Oscore, give us some final thoughts, man.
Mortal Kombat was good. Go watch it.
What's good?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, got it. Jay, final thoughts.
I can't remember the young woman.
Oh, can't hear you, Jay. Say it louder. Talk it to the mic.
I am. I was.
Great emotion.
Yeah, I don't remember the girl's name, but she plays Wonder Woman, and I don't like it.
You talking about Gal Gadot?
No, like Katie Corin something.
Are you talking about the young lady from
From the Justice
Big?
League movie?
Oh, okay. Okay. Most Magnum, final thoughts.
I don't have no final thoughts. I'm just showing off his puppy. I'm so mad he lives far away because I want to play with that puppy. Hey, why you take them off? I'm still looking at it.
Because we gotta go.
Pick up your goddamn puppy.
I'm gonna be so mad when Amber eats it.
For the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. We'll be back next week for Cinco de Mayo. We're gonna be talking about Moses' favorite thing.
Hold on. Let me come back.
What? Wait, what? Wait, what now? The return of the final thought? What? Wait a minute. I thought you didn't have no thoughts. I thought you just want to look at puppies. And now, look, I'm just gonna go.
He
back
forgot
to
what today was.
For Cinco de Mayo, I'm gonna be unveiling this beauty.
You're gonna be what?
Unveiling this beauty. Arrogant bastard.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a live tasting and review live on there. I bought it. And I'm just looking at it this whole time. So yeah.
Nice.
Good.
Okay. So next week, it's gonna be a time. You should definitely come back, come hang out with us, celebrate Moses, celebrate comics. We're the Fantastic Forum. We'll be back. Until then, we'll catch you.